Well, good afternoon. It's what is it now? It's the 31st of May, and it's about 3:30. Looking at the clock in the back there, on a Monday afternoon, and it's overcast here in Ottawa, where I live in Canada. And I thought I'd touch base with you today on about the definition and the use of money. Now, there's quite a number of ways to look at money. One of them that I really favor is that it's a form of stored labor. Yeah, stored labor. And this came around when people would barter trade. So one guy would be growing a lot of vegetables, as an example. Another guy would make knives. Another one would make shoes, and they'd swap shoes for knives, or shoes for food, or food for knives, and so on. And that barter trading, well, you know, eventually you can only wear so many shoes, or use so many knives, or eat so much food. So the development of a coin, which really was the name of the tool called a wedge, that was the name of the produced these metal stamps. The wedge was called a coin. It produced the metal stamps. It's been the word has been the origin of cornerstone and the building cornerstone and all sorts of things. But the word for the wedge was a coin, and eventually the metal stamp became to be a coin. And what it was stored labor. So you could actually sell your shoes and get coins for them, and then you could go buy the food or the knives when you wanted them. So it acted as a form of stored labor. All right, a little bit of history there. Now, one of the interesting Roman coins that I understand, and I'm not sure that this is totally true, but because there was no printed leaflets to distribute, or newspapers, what happened was the populace would go to the local square, and a speaker would be there, in effect calling out the latest news, and you had to slip him a coin. Well, the smallest coin at that time, I understand, was called a gazzetta, and you got some of the latest news. Well, then that word gazzetta obviously became associated with news, and so you see newspapers around the world called the Gazette. Just a small word. As an example, I have some coins here. You may not be able to see this too well, but this is a Roman coin for Constantine the First. That's 307 to 337 AD. Here's another one for Constantine the Third, which is 348 to 384 AD. And I have four of them. I got them in England years ago. But there's a lot of these wonderful relics around, and so I've got the Constantine the First, the Second, and Third, dating from 307 to 354. One thing that you might be interested in to hear about is a wonderful PBS series that was on the PBS television about 15 months ago, 16 months ago. I think there was 6 episodes by a Professor Niall Ferguson, and I'm going to put this up for you. Hopefully you can read it. He put together something called the Ascent of Money, and it deals with the origins of money exchange from the time of the Incas right through to the meteoric rise of US real estate in the 2007-2008 period, and the subprime mortgage fiasco that took place. If you have a chance to go through to that PBS series, you're going to get some incredible history about the origins of bonds and stocks and all the subversive characters of the world that took place and still are taking place, and that's another whole discussion. Who caused the crash in '29, and who caused the fiasco in the last period of credit crunch in the US, crunch in the United States? And it was primarily the banking system. Now we can touch on that another one, but if you have a look at this information, I think you'll never look at money in the same way again. So thank you for coming on, and that's Peter Lawrence with just some information for you. My email address is peterjohnlawrence@rogers.com, and I live in Ottawa, Canada. Hope you're having a good day. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.